Hey guys, Beast of Ishtar here, and today I wanted to discuss a new deck profile that I have for you guys. This one uh, seems to be more of the competitive range, and it works really well. We tried it in the ladder last night, and it did exceptionally well against a lot of decks. It only lost against those trolly weather decks like that you may see, like the Nilfgaard, that they'll use like a couple of the engines from the Nilfgaard, but it's not true Nilfgaard. They just sit there and they keep spamming like Frost and Fog and all kinds of bullshit. And then they go to round 3 and then turn their bronze guy into a gold dude, so you really can't do anything. Like, that's the only types of decks that I've been losing to recently. But if it's a real, competitive deck, then we do pretty well against it if we don't beat it outright. So let's get into the deck. So this one's called Henselt's Legion, and what it's designed to do is to pretty much spam a bunch of soldiers on the field without losing hand advantage, and it uses the 3 of the Kid-Winnie Sergeant to get that, along with 3 of the Blue Stripes Commando. So every time we summon a Kid-Winnie Sergeant, for the most part, a Blue Stripes Commando will come out as well. And then we also use the 3 of the Temerian Infantrymen, who, when he spawns himself, he spawns all copies of himself as long as they're in the deck. If you have more than one in the hand, it would only spawn whatever's in the deck. So if you open up with multiple copies of this in your hand, try to get them out of your hand as best you can. We have 3 of the Reaver Hunter for the insane strength numbers that we can stack on board. So even if we're down by a 30 or 40 point lead, it helps to either get close back to it or beat that number, so it's easily maintainable. And then we use Roach for the golds, Vest for the trio. So if we have 3 Blue Stripes Commandos in a row or 3 of the Reaver Hunters in a row, then she'll spawn. So that's really helpful. She's like another version of Roach. That's we have Shani for the resurrection. We have Igni for the destruction. We have Kira Mitz for her utility. I really like her as a gold in this deck. With the Keen Sign, she'll help boost up the Reaver Hunters. With the Epidemic, she'll help. I use her against monster decks to kill the eggs, so they're not using them next round. Or helps kill cows if you don't have an answer and you have her in your hand. It'll kill the cow against Nilfgaard. It's really you really have a lot of versatility with the Epidemic. And Thunderbolt Potion, I rarely use that, but it does help if I need to just bolster up. If she's like the last card in my hand in round 3, and I needed to just get up by a little bit, then I'll use the Thunderbolt Potion. It's really helpful. I finally got a Siri, and she's awesome for that card advantage. We had the Field Medics. These are really good against Nilfgaard. I posted a clip on Twitter, and I called it, the move I called it was a Kansas City Shuffle. I was playing last night against Nilfgaards, and he ended up Joaquiming me, and he brought out a cow tosser at 16 strength, and he put a cow on my side of the field. So I ended up having a Field Medic in the graveyard with Shani, so I brought out Shani, brought out the Field Medic, swapped the cow, ended up getting the cow in as for her effect, so that I was able to summon it, and I just threw the cow back at him on his 16 cow tosser. So I called that the Kansas City Shuffle. And then we have Death Mold, because he's the mage. You should always run the mage in the deck with the Torrential Rain, Azor Thunder, and Clear Skies. A lot of utility, and that's why I like him and Kira Mitz, because they're both kind of the same in that regard. They have multiple abilities. I've been using Margarita a lot, and she really helps against the consume decks when it's a Rand Warrior or something, where it's anything that's buffed up, she can weaken it or reset it. So it's really helpful against mirror match against Reaver Hunters. You can lock the Morvarg, which I really don't lock the Morvarg. Excuse me. I really don't lock the Morvarg because it's pointless, because they're just going to resurrect it. So I'll try to target like the Brokvar Hunter or the ship instead for the lock. The Neki for the recycle. We have Reinforcement for the search. Blood Curdling Roar for the bear. I still like the bear play because we do have a lot of 3s, and if something comes out, like for example, if we do the Kid-Winnie Sergeant play, we have 3 of them on the field, and we have 3 Blue Stripes Commanders in a row. When their trio effect activates, they make a base copy of themselves. So the Blue Stripes Commandos on the field will be a 6, The one that's the base copy is a 3 because Blue Stripes Commando's base strength is a 3. So whenever we go for the field medic play or death mode, if he's not powered up or anything that's a 3, except for Shawnee, it doesn't come out with golds. That 3 Blue Stripe Commander will come out. So then you have a 3 on the field. You're down by 10, or say 8 points. You have a bear in your hand, so you just turn the base strength Blue Stripe Commando into 12 bear. It's really helpful. The Shackles is really good. I like using it against dwarves. So basically, him and Shackles and Margarita are my favorite cards to use against dwarves because they try to use the resilience. And I started using this because that also helps to knock off their resilience, because you usually have like 3 or 4 units that they stack up as much as they can in round 1. That way in round 2 they can have 2 cards in hand, but they got 4 things on the field still. So I go ahead and use this to toggle that resistance. Or if I have, say, I don't have too much of a play and I've already played out like my Reaver Hunter and he's sitting at 15, I can just put this on him and he'll be 15 next turn, and I can just like do Naneki and get him back and then do the Henselt for the spam some more. And then this is slowly becoming one of my favorite cards. There we go. And not only because it's premium, but because it actually has a good effect. Damage up to 8 random enemies by 2. When I first read this, I was like, oh, well, that's not too much. And then I got to thinking, let's do some math. 8 times 2 is 16. So that's a possible 1 card 16 reduction. So it's a 16 strength card. So that became really important. And then I opened up a pack yesterday and got a premium. So super stoked about that. But this is the deck, guys. This is something I'll be utilizing from here on out for a while, testing this in ranked. I started off with it. I was getting used to the deck and how it plays, because it seems like it's cookie cutter, but it does play a lot differently than what I've been playing. But I think competitively, something like this is the way to go for Northern Realms until we get some better support. Alright, well, you guys have a great day. This has been Beastly Star. Make sure to like the video to support the channel, as well as comment down below what your thoughts on this deck and what your thought on the Northern Realms archetype is. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for daily Gwent content. We'll catch you in the next one.
Sit at my table and let's drink. Men of Kedwin, attack! I killed for less. You only live once! I killed for less.
Nice mess you've got here.
Thank not me, thank my little A.
Praise be the bravest.
Hide your stench.
Come to Pappy! Death to the enemy!
What do you need?
Do I look like a smudger to you?
Just one morsel.
Billion barrels of burning pitch.
Well then, let's get to work.
Our shields are our ramparts!
Stand and fight. For Brad!
What can I do for you?
By the rates of Morhog!
With pleasure.
This is no time to whimper.
Won't pay us in gold, pay us in blood.
You want peace? Fight for it.
Don't recognize your old mates. Don't recognize your old mates.
Won't pierce in gold, pierce in blood.
Don't you pester me.